G'day guys, my name is Walker, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching my stupid content, I do appreciate it. Six Nations, final round, biggest upset in, I think maybe ever in Six Nations. Italy beating Wales in Cardiff. This was unbelievable, and I mean, yeah, what happened? What happened? You know, I'm sure Squeak Rugby will have a look at this and break down every play and tell you how Wales set up the pods differently, or how Italy's rush defense really put Wales under a lot of pressure. Maybe Gabisi's kicking game was putting Wales out of their positions. Whatever it might be, Squidge might talk about. For me, I think it's the management that really failed to manage the expectations of the Welsh players that end up with this result. There's absolutely no reason for Wales to go from almost beating France the week before. Davies! If Davies had caught that ball last week, they could have almost toppled France, to this week losing to Italy. There's absolutely no reason for this, and there's just one of the things that going to this game really made it difficult for the coach to manage is the position that Wales is in. With going to this match, Wales has almost nothing to win, because winning this game will mean that they potentially get ahead of Scotland. If you know if Scotland has to play Ireland, they could potentially move ahead of Scotland to 4th. So it's not really a lot to win for. But if they lose, they're still 5th. They're not going to drop to 6th. They're not going to go to 6th if they lose this game. So they're in a position where they can't lose. They don't have anything to win, but they also have nothing to lose. So the expectations of the players going into this game is like a lot of apathy. So there's nothing kind of like, and that really showed throughout the game. There's no motivation for the players to even be on the field a lot of the times. It was the big problem, and you can really see this as well. The big problem is that whenever Wales is winning, you can see the players just almost look lost. They just look lethargic, look tired. Nobody has any urgency. It's almost like they already won the game. And then when they're behind, suddenly there's a surge of urgency, surge of energy to try to score points and then pull themselves back ahead. But as soon as they get themselves ahead again, it's almost like you can see a switch turned off. The players just drops that intensity right back down to the comfort zone, right? And like I said, the coaches really failed to manage the mental attitude going into this game. Something that I think best explained is with the All Blacks. All Blacks deal with this a lot. They play a lot of games where they're expected to win by like 60 points, 100 points, right? How do they manage those games? They try to do, obviously try new players, try to play new positions, but really, it's really about, there's really a lot of expectations set upon the players pre-match to get the results that they want. So the players have something to work towards every game, whether it's winning by 50 points or 100 points. They have that goal they wanted to achieve every game, and that is drilled into them pre-game. And then also during the game, each player have their own, targets and goals they're trying to work regardless of the results. So you can see the players going through the game plan, whether it be no matter which team they play, the All Blacks. They're gonna do the driving mauls. They're gonna do, they're gonna take maybe 1 or 2 penalties. Even if they're playing against America, I think they did a penalty here and there, just to make sure the kicker is able to kick. They're going to do their attacking game, they're gonna play their kicking game. They have all these metrics that they want to work with, that no matter which team they play, they will focus on these things, and every individual player has something to work towards regardless of the game. And that's something the Welsh team was clearly missing this game, because nobody seems to have a metric or game plan other than just go out there and win the game when they're on the field. So like, for example, like one of the things that the All Blacks will look at if you're like a loose forward is your tackle count. The loose forward will work really hard around the park to try to make those tackles, try to get those breakdowns, and then there's a clear goal in the end of the game that who's done what numbers that they can look at. This is really lack that. There's a lot of Welsh players just really look like they're lost on the field. And I think that is a big issue with them not managing that pre-game for the players to work towards during the game. And obviously, this is kind of like end of the season for the Welsh team. They won't play again till July. There's no like next week's selection on the line. So really, it's even more important for the coaches to build something for the players to work towards in a match like this. And it really did look like there was a lot of lacking in the field. And obviously, the selection right away comes down to issue as well, right? And I'm not just like bashing the players, so on and so forth. For example, some of the players that are on the field, Adam Beard and Alan Wynne-Jones, your best locking combination. And these two guys have worked together to win Grand Slams multiple times in the past. There's no reason for you to have this combination of locking team on the field. If you want Alan Wynne-Jones on there, have someone else to get that second experience at number 4 spot. And then basically Alan Wynne-Jones, like Adam Beard did all the lineouts. Alan Wynne-Jones I don't think even received the ball in the lineouts. He hardly did anything in the lineouts. Maybe once or twice. But so it's clearly like neither players would have a goal here other than just, let's put them out there and try to win the game. Same with the loose forward pass. Seb Davies, Josh Navidi, Faletau, they're all pretty much starting selections for the Welsh team. There's no reason for these loose forwards not to be in the starting position in this game. They should have someone new in there to work with a new combination, to work with some, to have some different, someone new, someone, some energy. It's a different energy brought to the loose forward pack. And also, if you look at the back line, Dan Biggar, Josh Adams, Reece Zammit, these are like your hard, guarantee picks almost for your back line. And especially Dan Biggar. I thought Biggar has done really well for the previous games. This should have been a game where he's put on the bench, or having, Gareth Davies, Gareth Anscombe come back for the 10 position, just to give the team a different feel, different energy, and also just give that motivation for both players to kind of like improve, some competition for Biggar to work with. With these guys putting into the team, there's really not that much go forward for them to work towards. Like Biggar, there's not much. There's not much he can improve by playing this game. They should have tried someone different, especially for Biggar. Josh Adams and Reece Zammit, they still got a lot of room to improve. But Dan Biggar here, I thought should have been changed. So it's selections like this, right? Where your core players on the field is just there to tick a box. That's where things kind of become lethargic, the goal becomes blurred, and then players becomes, complacent when they're on the field. And it really showed. As soon as Wales scores the points, gets themselves back ahead of Italy, the discipline is gone. Their kicking game is just average, becomes average. The pressure and the breakdown is gone. And then there's just, penalties piled up against Wales throughout the game. Italy, on the other hand, they came out to win. They managed the game quite well, knowing that they were the underdogs. So they were able to recognize that they can't play the Welsh game head-to-head, and they explore the opportunities with what they've got. So, Gavisi? Is it Gavisi? Gavisi, the number 10, managed to get exceptionally well with his kicking and really managed to maneuver the territory in the favor of Italy again and again and again when they're under pressure from the Welsh attack. And you can see it a lot of times as well. When Wales had the opportunity to break through the Italian defense, were putting Italy under pressure, especially in the second half, there were numerous times where Wales could have scored, and they just didn't treasure those possessions. It's like they were, inside the 22, pounding away, and then just silly drop balls, silly penalties, giving the ball away, giving the opportunity away. It's almost like they don't treasure those opportunities that they had when they had the opportunity to score points against Italy. Whereas Italy, when they did get those opportunities, they turned the ball over. They managed to attack, find space, and manage to play the game that they want to play, to to their favor. One of the most telling point in the game that really showed, like, exemplified all of this is in the second half, where Wales was kind of like pounding the Italian line. I think there was a line out or something, and essentially Italy gets the ball, and Monty Ioane gets the ball inside his own try zone. Look like he's gonna get tackled in the end zone. Everybody's kind of like, yep, he's gonna get tackled. 5-minute scrum for the Wales. Let's go again. It's literally looks like everybody's already preparing for the scrum. Monty Ioane takes the ball. He runs to the, he looks like he's gonna get taken out of the sideline. He runs all the way to the sideline, tiptoe along the sideline, runs past all the Welsh defense and ran like 50 meters, and he chipped the ball down the field. A Welsh defender, I think it was Bigger or someone, sweeps back. It was Johnny McNichol, I think, gets the ball, and then the Italian prop gets there first. Can you imagine this? Italian prop ran from his own try zone all the way to the opposition 22 to make this tackle on Johnny McNichol, following a Monty kick. All right, like, this is just unbelievable. And he gets the sealed over the ball penalty for Italy. Like, it's just unbelievable how, like, lackluster the Welsh, like, took this. Like, they just completely, was like, yeah, we're just gonna have a scrum here. He's not gonna get anywhere, and then he just goes through. And it was almost like half the Welsh team didn't even realize what was happening. It was really, really, really telling. So if we have a look at the stats, let's just quickly get this over with. Italy, Wales, run meters pretty close. Turnovers conceded 13 for Wales to the Italy 10. So Wales conceded more turnovers. Missed tackles 20, 23, 121, 175. So in terms of percentage, Wales had a worse percentage of missed tackles. Again, the kicking game, 41 kicks for Italy to the 32 for Wales. The kicking game really managed quite well for Italy just to get themselves out of trouble again and again and again. Garbisi has done that exceptionally well this game. The lineouts, 13-7, one lineouts lost each side. Penalties conceded. This is probably the biggest point. 12 penalties conceded for Wales, only 9 for Italy. So some of the key stats: Josh Adams did an exceptionally well game, put a huge shift in for Wales. But if you look at the stats, there really isn't much that's, like, wrong. It's not like a bunch of people are missing a lot of tackles here. It's not like, people are not doing their jobs. But it's just, like, if you look at the Italy stats, the kicking game from Garbisi really manages that, like, really outshined what the Welsh were able to do. And when it comes down to it, in the end of the day, no matter how good you are, no matter how much of a favor you are, all it takes is that 1 second, one mistake. Italy gets himself, scores a try in the final minute of the game, and it was game over. And just like that, Wales snoozed, and then they lost. This was, one of those games that, it's quite disappointing, to say the least, for this performance. So overall point summary, the Italy team was actually ahead from the beginning of the game. 2 penalties back to back. 15 minutes into the game, Italy was already 6-0, and it's still been 6 points down. Wales was still looking like, we're gonna win this. Like the urgency is still not there. Finally, 27 minutes in, they finally get their first try on the board. Watkins goes in, and then again immediately gives away a penalty. Italy chips away another 3 points, 9 points. 9 points to 7. 30 minutes in, and then just before half time, the Italy gets another penalty goal. So going to half time, Italy was ahead 12 points to 7. And this was like the first time Italy has been ahead at half time for some ridiculous stats that the commentators were talking about, like 5 years or 10 years or something. Like, they've never been ahead at half time before. Like, literally, it was insane, right? And then the second half starts. Wales finally came out, like, trying to put a bit more pressure on, trying to play a bit more, had a bit more urgency at the start, managed to score a try. 10 minutes into the second half, Lewis Lake crashes through for the Welsh team. But once again, as soon as that happens, it's just like immediate switch off. 6 minutes after they scored, they gave away a penalty. Italy gets another 3 points back, and then Wales starts to build again, trying to get themselves back in front. They had an opportunity where they did. I think it was their reserve prop, or maybe it was Wyn Jones. He crashed over, and I thought this was a bad call from the referee. It looked like he scored a try, but the referee says on-field decision, no try, because he couldn't see the ball. And they went to TMO, and the TMO it's like, it looked like it landed on the line, but because the angle of the camera, you can't see where the line is. So the TMO says, I have no conclusive evidence that the ball was grounded. And that should have been a try. That was denied for Wales. But nevertheless, 68th minute, again, Wales' attack was looking so lethargic. Like, people were just throwing the ball around. It was literally going nowhere. Josh Adams gets the ball in the wing. He had like 2 defenders in front of him. He had nowhere to go. He just literally ran sideways, and then spots like 2 forwards in this Italy defense, and he just turned like 90 degrees, ran straight through this 2 forward defenders, goes in for the Wales try. And it was almost, you can feel it. When this try was scored, there's like a sigh of relief in the Welsh team. The game is not over. There's still 10 minutes left, but it's almost like the Welsh team was like, oh, we've got this in the bag. Like, you can feel it. It's a huge sigh of relief after this was scored. Dan Biggar gets the ball. I think he just drop kicks this for a goal. He didn't even use the tee. Drop kicks this, like, just another day in the office. And he did get it, right? It was easy kick, but still, like, no worries. We've got this in the bag. Everybody was just like, sure, like this is it. We can go home now. And sure enough, it was looking like back and forward. Italy was trying to break the line. Never really happened. Pretty much like putting Wales under pressure. And finally, in the last minute, Wales, I think their reserve, number 9, puts up a box kick straight out the middle of the field. Italian fullback gets the ball, carves up the Welsh defense. It was almost like nobody was expecting so many missed tackles. He just literally ran through like 3-4 defenders. Dan Biggar, when the fullback tries to sweep across, he passes the ball in field to Padovani, goes under the sticks for the try. And Garbisi pops this one over. He was in tears, on the ground, in tears. So this was just like, it was like comical to see that Wales was literally acting like they won the game. Dan Biggar taking a drop goal for the conversion. I was just, really disappointing, and history has been made. Italy, Alan Wyn Jones made his huge 150th return to lose to Italy. History in the making. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. I do really appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I do read all of your comments, and really do appreciate you being here. And stay safe, stay healthy. See you guys next week. Cheers.